How's it going, legends? Welcome back to another video. Hopefully you're doing well. The weekend is here. I actually managed to get some rest today, which is very good. Ended up waking up at 1. So yeah, my Saturdays are going pretty well. But we do have quite a bit of news to get through. With that said, let's get cracking with the actual content of this video. And with that, we start off with this one over here that you are seeing. It is over 30 million Game Pass subscribers is pretty good for such a slow year. And by slow year, we only had Starfield, we had Redfall, and we're about to get Forza Motorsport. Lies of P is a third-party day-and-date Game Pass access as well, so all of these should bring in a few more subscribers. However, I will like to caveat that some of this is probably from the Game Pass core subscription base coming over, but what this has shown and what this has done is basically shown that, Game Pass is growing, and it is growing very well, and it's over 30 million subscribers now, so that alone, regardless of how it got there, is a really good milestone, and it can only get better. So all in all, pretty sweet stuff. Congratulations to Microsoft. Hopefully their model continues to go up and the value that they bring to consumers continues to stay on point, and they don't abuse that, because as we know, corporations, no matter which side you're on, will only care for your wallet. But Game Pass is a fantastic service, and hopefully it remains that way. Onwards and upwards, I say. Right, this is actually really interesting. I do actually want to stream this on Thursday because this is odd. This is weird. It's not like, I know Microsoft have constantly said that they want to go to, Japan and make a footprint there. And for the longest time, they just haven't done that. But with the Square Enix announcement over at, Final Fantasy XIV FanFest, maybe this is what we've been looking for. It says the future of Xbox in Japan is bright. And this is Xbox SEA. We invite players in Japan and around the world to tune in on Thursday, 21st September. Now, I've only heard rumors. I don't want to get anyone's hopes up, but I've heard rumors that Final Fantasy VII Remake could be announced on this day for Xbox. Personally, I don't see it. I think, the Final Fantasy VII series will remain exclusive to PlayStation, but we've also seen Rebirth having only a 3-month exclusivity as opposed to a 1-year exclusivity. Now, I do believe that that's going to be for PC, where it makes the port over, but still, 3 months is definitely a massive reduction compared to Sony's usual 1-year deal. I guess overall, Square Enix wasn't overly enthusiastic with the sales they got with making Final Fantasy VII Remake exclusive, but I do understand why they did it in the first place. But still, from everyone at Team Xbox, we hope you have a great Tokyo Game Show. And this is what Phil had to say.
Minasan konnichiwa, Xbox no Phil desu. We're thrilled to be back at the Tokyo Game Show this year with the Xbox digital broadcast. We invite players in Japan and around the world to tune in to Xbox social channels on Thursday, the 21st of September at 6 p.m. Japan Standard Time, where we will share updates from our studios and a diverse lineup of games from creators predominantly located in Japan and across Asia. The future for Xbox in Japan is bright, and we can't wait to share these updates with all of you. From everyone at Team Xbox, we hope you have a great Tokyo Game Show.
Now, to me, I don't recall Phil ever coming out previously. I mean, I think he did it maybe once or twice, but he's clearly very, very enthusiastic about this one, so I anticipate some big announcements coming at that one, so do keep your eyes peeled. I mean, the 21st is just around the corner anyway, so Thursday as it is, so hopefully we'll get to see some really cool stuff there. Right, this one, I mean, Reforge hasn't just gone crazy, it looks like he's gone mental at this point. He's now given up attacking Xbox players because of whatever reason, and now he's moved over to PC gamers. And it says here, I need to know what PC gamers did to this man-child. he gets so mad at any time he brings them up. And just listen to it.
And have no fear, the PC Master Race boys, they get so triggered by that. They're like, well, it's not a special SSD. They're not trying to say that it's special. They're marketing to a giant group of people. Think about this. There's 38 million PlayStation 5s in circulation.
Actually, it's 40 million. So he doesn't even know his maths.
They sold over 120 PlayStation 4s.
So that makes it 160 million PlayStations out there.
So there's 80-something million consumers out there that are going to be like, what? The PS5's SSD is going to let me do what? Well, I could wait an undetermined amount of time, a year and a half to 2 years, and I can play it on my PC. Nobody cares about you.
My question is, why does he think anyone cares about him? Like, this guy is such a tool. And I know he's doing it just for engagement. It has to be. No one could be this stupid, right? I can't imagine anyone being this stupid. But to go after the PC community when games like Final Fantasy VII Rebirth just gave Sony the middle finger by saying you're not going to have it for a whole year, but instead you're going to have it for 3 months because we're not happy with your sales. We want to get more sales and we want to appeal to a wider audience. So they're going to, and eventually those games that were exclusive day and date are no longer going to be exclusive because they're just going to be released on multi-platforms day and date. So outside of like the PlayStation exclusives, which, Jim will see eventually the light of day, but if he's already complaining that there's not enough sales coming from their first-party games. People just don't buy enough exclusives. He's come out and said this multiple times, that PlayStation players do not buy their exclusives. It's very few that actually do. And I think their biggest selling one of all time is God of War at 5.1 million. I mean, there are so many other games out there that trounce this. It's still a decent, number to sell. But when you look at games like The Last of Us, which, are in the 3 millions, it's not enough for the amount of money that Sony invests into these games. These are high quality movie-like production content. Mocap is very expensive, so they need a return. So if he thinks that Jim's going to wait around and lose money, at some point the shareholders are going to turn around to Jim and say, look, we want our investment back, and we're not going to wait 10 years for it. You're going to have to start releasing these games sooner on PC, even if it is 3 months after release on PlayStation. That is good enough. At the end of the day, people are happy to wait for 3 months. What will that do to the those that were on the fence of buying it on PlayStation 5 or 6 or whatever it's going to be on, or PC? They'll probably wait for the PC unless they're a content creator and they don't have a choice. But for those that do have a choice, 3 months isn't that big of a deal. It's not that big of a game breaker. And at that point, then Sony will have a decision to make. Do they want to jeopardize their launch sales for the PlayStation platform, or do they want to maximize their overall sales? It's really that simple. But the way this guy goes on, and now has turned his attention away from the Xbox Series S, because that got him a lot of views and content, the way he was bashing it. And then even after Starfield proved him wrong, he tried to backtrack and say that, oh, well, I didn't know this and this and this. He's clearly realized that that's not the hill he wants to die on anymore. He's clearly now moving over to bash PC gamers. My dude, you absolutely don't want to do this. But I do want to see you, cry and burn, so continue. Right, here we go. This is, as you know, Ant-Man. And instead of enjoying how awesome and fun Spider-Man 2 looks, and I'll admit, right, it looks good. It looks good. Am I interested in playing it? I've honestly bought Spider-Man. It's funny, right? Because I got Spider-Man Remastered and Miles Morales on PlayStation 5 and on PC, right? I've got it on both, and I haven't played them. I keep meaning to sit down to play them, and I haven't, and I know that's bad, because I buy games and I hardly ever play them. I know someone called Tiska's going to be going, but that's if he's watching this. But I buy so many games that I'm actually interested in playing, and I don't. But he says the PlayStation fanboys are out there yet again harassing. I mean, this is the other thing, right? You've just had a state of play with, you know, baby feet. I mean, Spider-Man, sorry. What am I saying? They hate Xbox more than they love PlayStation. Just celebrate the awesome games instead of knocking down fans of other games. And they've been knocking down Starfield because they're so salty that it wasn't available on their platform that they don't even care about Spider-Man anymore. And as we'll see in a minute, they're actually hyping up Baby Feet. I mean, Spider-Man. No, I meant Baby Feet. And then they get upset when they call the worst fanboys in gaming. See, I think that's subjective, right? I think there are bad fanboys on all sides. But let's just listen to what he says.
But why can't Sony fanboys just find something they like and say, this is cool, this is neat, without being like, this is cool, this is neat, and oh, by the way, every other game literally ever made sucks dick. They have to compliment something and then insult something else. But why the other game literally...
I mean, it's true, right? He literally summed it up perfectly. Ant-Man. And this is what I was talking to you about, Baby Steps. Now, whether you like that game or not, think it's intriguing, it is made by the same people that made this game that pretty much rage-induced everyone that played it. I've seen people literally lose their minds, smash their controllers, because that is what this game was all about. So, it is made by those people. But, like this person says here, if an Xbox show started with that, we'd get about 5 streams from him on that alone. The fact that he's turned around and said this.
Dude, I just want to say, because you're saying accept baby steps. Dude, baby steps is becoming like a meme a little bit. And people keep posting pictures of this game in response to the state of play. And I'm like, see, this is how you know. Right? Like, this is how you know, like, there are just straight haters out there that, I mean, they just won't quit, dude.
Keep in mind, this is the same guy.
But I will say that game, Baby Steps, it did.
Keep in mind that this is the same guy, right? That turned around at every single opportunity that he could on a live stream and shat on Xbox's Starfield, and yet he's now saying this. I mean, the hypocrisy with this dude is surreal. Like, how can you say this with a straight face? I guess he hasn't got a straight face because he knows he's chatting bullshit even to himself. But how can you say the stuff that he's saying after the shit he's pulled?
Did look pretty funny. It did. I'm a little bit interested in this game because
he is not interested in this game at all.
It's so bizarre. Like I kept making the bad joke that, oh, is this Death Stranding 2? But like it clearly wasn't. But yeah, dude, I don't know. People are using this Baby Steps game as like ammunition where it's like, LOL, it's like, did you not watch the fucking state of play, man? Like, what are you going on about? People are ridiculous, dude.
I mean, I think we all watched the state of play. There were some nice games in there. But, you know, the copium with this guy is surreal. Now, here we have Synth Potato. Spider-Man 2's new fast travel powered by the PS5's SSD is insanely impressive and is one of those things that can only be done on the PS5. Loading screens in real new generation games are a thing of the past. And as you can see here, community notes, that LOL community fact checking is why Jim Ryan stays off Twitter. The PS5 is not the only gaming device which is able to provide such short loading times. The underlying tech, direct GPU access to the disk, is available on PC and Xbox as well. In addition to that, the latest Gen 5 NVMe drives are up to 2 times faster than the Gen 4x4 PS5 SSD. Now, there's a bit of trickery going on here that people don't really notice, and that is right here. And obviously, as you can see, the Spider-Man 2's new fast travel powered by the PS5's SSD is insanely impressive, and is one of the things that can only be done. And, you know, are we really going to do this again after the Ratchet & Clank on PC? Now, there's a clip I'm going to show you in a minute with Ratchet & Clank that actually shows that, you know, even though it can be done on PC, it's still not as fast. But this over here is where it gets interesting. And this is something that Starfield should have done, right? I'm saying this quite openly. Starfield should have done this. I don't care what the excuses are. They could have done this.
Factions also now feed into the new district progress system, which even provides more.
Did you see it? I'll rewind it. Let me make it bigger.
Now feed into the new district progress system, which even provides more rewards and unlocks our brand new fast travel system.
Okay, if you didn't see it, I'll do it again. And I'll pause it this time for the third time.
Also now feed into the new district progress system, which even provides more.
This is the black screen, right? They've stopped here. They've clicked on this point, any point for the fast travel. So they don't even need a hotspot to fast travel. They can fast travel anywhere in that biome. And while they're pressing this and this bar is filling up, that is the black screen loading. And then what they put on after that,
more rewards and unlocks our brand.
Did you see that lock there? That freeze frame? That's the assets loading. Can you, obviously this is compressed textures, right? But you can see from here, look how everything is labeled. Everything is set up.
A brand new fast travel system.
And as it comes down,
as you can see here, the PlayStation 5
that transition
travel system. As you can see here, the PlayStation 5 and its SSD means you can move.
That transition right there is what Starfield was missing.
And unlocks our brand new fast travel system. As you
as soon as it comes here, you still don't have control.
You can see here, the PlayStation 5 and its SSD.
Now you have control. So, we're looking at 9 seconds, and your fast travel starts from 3 seconds. So the whole loading process to fast travel is 6 seconds. But because it is so seamless, it doesn't look like it. So though people are saying, yes, everyone else can do it, the tech used here is something that Starfield should have used to make them seem seamless. There was no reason they couldn't have done this. So just like Destiny hides their loading in corridors when you're running into lost sectors, just like they, are hiding their loading when you're going from one section to the next through long, empty corridors. Metroid did this. Castlevania did this. Loads of games do it. Even Halo did this for the longest time. I haven't played Infinite yet, but I do want to play it. But I'm sure even Infinite will do it. You won't see the loading. You'll just be going through a corridor, and then you'll maybe get that loading blip, and that will basically be the actual loading. And what Sony's doing here, with the help of the SSD and the IO drives, is
system,
being able to make that
more
loading
unlocks our brand
seamless. And it's taking
as you can see
it's taking
here,
6 seconds to actually do it.
PlayStation 5 and its SSD.
But the SSD is enabling that to be able to load those textures in. I mean, look at it. I mean, those buildings over there are really low textured, right?
It means you can move across
and then
the city with very little downtime.
We start to see the textures actually coming back fully.
Finally, the more city.
But the fact that you can do this is good. Starfield should have done this. And I know people are criticizing them for it, but I don't think they should be criticized. I think they should be praised. And I think other companies should look at this sort of thing and, take advantage of it. Just like the Xbox Series X with Starfield's 30 FPS. It runs amazing. It doesn't feel like 30 FPS. I mean, I don't know what to tell people. I've played it. It doesn't feel like 30 FPS. I've experienced 30 FPS. That doesn't feel like it. Whatever ID have done, they've done some magic. And this is the type of magic we want to see in Xbox games, especially games like Starfield. The too many loading screens is just not right. The constant fade to blacks and stuff just isn't right. I mean, they could have even done what Outriders did, right? It's without the fade to black, where once you open a door, you kind of just walk through and you gain access again. Just don't do the wave to black. And that walking through the door could have been the loading screen. It's possible. The Series X does have that capability of the working. So there's really no excuse for it. But this one over here, not by Fritanga, because he, I assume, just didn't really catch on to it. But, consumable, CompuSemble is direct storage required for PC to load Ratchet & Clank faster than the PS5. PS5 versus direct storage, disabled on a 3.5 gigabyte Gen 3 SSD, which will come out on top. And this is so disingenuous, right? This is so disingenuous. I'm going to reduce the volume because we don't need it. But as you can see, both went off at the same time. And you'll notice that PlayStation is slightly ahead, right? And if we get to the end, you'll see that the PlayStation 5 got to the exact same point at 37.25, whereas the PC got there at 37.08. But did you notice it? Now come back here again, right? Let's full screen this. Let me see if you notice it. Did you see it? No? Okay, let me show you. I don't think we need to be doing this sort of thing, yeah? I mean, okay, there's console warring and there's all that, right? But we don't need to be stooping to this level to try and prove that a PC is faster than a PS5. I'm 100% against this. So as you can see here on the left-hand side, right? I'm going in 1 frame at a time, right? At 9:10, 9:12, PlayStation has already started opening the portal. PC has not. At 14, the portal is still getting bigger. 18, the portal is still getting bigger. PC still doesn't have a portal. 20, 22, 24, 26, 28. PC is still loading. They're getting ready to go through and start continuing playing their game. Right? And then look, you're telling me at 30, that's the size that it should be. And then clearly someone has doctored this video, doctored it, cut it and put it there, and actually made it so the PC one is ahead. There's no need for this sort of bullshit, right? I'm totally against it, and I'll call it out where I see it. At the end of the day, the PC can run this game really, really well. Almost identical. But the PS5, it was tailored for the PS5 system. It's always going to run better on that. It's that simple. It was tailored for the way the PlayStation 5 transfers data. Insomniac did a very good job. But to do this, I think it's pretty sad. And I'm hoping a lot of you will agree with that as well. I'll just let it run in full motion so you can see it actually happening. And you'll see it, right? You see it? It was deliberately cut. And I think that's just so wrong. Next up, we have the Horizon 5 Fast Travel. Is almost as fast as Spider-Man 2 Fast Travel. And again, I think Peter Ovo here is wrong. I think what he's saying is correct factually, but it's the way it's handled. Xbox needs to handle that fast travel better. You know, what he's showing here, fast travel, there's no need for this loading, right? There's no need for this screen at all. Fast traveling to destination, there's no need for it. This is what Sony is doing to make it look better. It looks seamless. Though the fast travel is the same, it's seamless. It doesn't take you out of the experience and placing you back into the experience. That is what Forza Horizon is doing. And it could have done that in a much better way. It could have done it exactly the same way that Spider-Man is doing it. There's literally no reason why they couldn't do it. Right? And I think that's the difference when they're saying that this is the power of the SSD. It's not the power of the SSD. It's just the great work from the developers. Right? The SSD and the tech may assist it in doing that by being able to transfer the information faster. But like people have said, that tech, that PC spec, those NVMe specs are already available at much faster on PC. So it's not like the PC can't do it. The simple fact is it can do it. It's just, are the developers good enough to do it? And that's really it. And I just don't think that loading screen is needed. Even if it is there for half a second, it's not needed. And that's what makes, the whole Spider-Man transition so special, because it is seamless. And that seamlessness is what is being touted here. Not the fact that you can fast travel. You're literally just zooming in. It's a 6-second loading screen. That's what that essentially is. From the moment he starts pressing it on Spider-Man, it's a 6-second loading screen. But it still seems like it's faster because of the transition. Well, folks, that's pretty much the end of the video. I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope this has brought up some important discussions that I think needed to happen in the community and amongst gamers. We've also covered quite a bit of news as well. So hopefully you'll have enjoyed this video and will consider dropping a like and subscribing. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.